We will start with the feet. Footwork in Kathak is called tatkar, or the sound of tat. Now notice when I am raising my foot, the part in front that is near the toes is raised more than the part at the back or the heel, and so I get a tapping sound. Trital, having a 4/4 division, is very easy to execute through the feet. We will do right, left, right, left, left, right, left, right, right, left, right, left, left, right, left, right. So let us all do it together. Dha, din, din, dha, dha, din, din, dha, na, din, din, na, te, din, din, dha, dha. Now, when you're doing footwork, your energy is concentrated on your feet, but the audience is seeing you on the whole. And so you have to be conscious of how you are keeping your hands and also how you are using your eyes, because obviously the face and the eyes are very, very important. Generally for Kathak, the most commonly used hand movement is this, where the left hand is kept with the palm facing upwards and the right rests on it. And then you can have slight movements of the wrist to show the rhythm. For the eyes, we will look in the direction of the foot that we are using. And sometimes when it is very fast, then we need not go the entire part of the direction. We can go half the way, say up to the center. Now in Kathak, especially in abstract dance, we never look from the corners of the eyes. If we are looking in this direction, our neck is turning, the whole face is turning. We don't look in this way. So for right, left, we will look to the right, center, right, left, again left, right, left, center, left, right. Now, although I am saying that I am looking to the right, I am not looking like this. That is because when we are on the stage, our entire audience is within this span. So if I am looking here, from the front, it appears that I am looking at the back. So our entire movement of the eyes has to be restricted within this space. So right, left, I mean for the left foot we are looking at the center, right, left, right, left, left, right, left, right. So let's do it all together. Dha, din, din, dham, dham. Now we will do it in double the speed. You know what double the speed is, and so you have to just double the speed of the footwork also. Now for the eye movement, we will curtail it a little so that our head does not go on shaking like that. So right, left, right, left, left, right, left, right. 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4. And for Chaugun, I am sure you can do Chaugun also by now. I mean, since you know how to recite it, you know the speed. And for that also, 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4. So can we do the entire thing? For Thalaya, there are obviously more movements of the neck and the eyes. Then as the speed increases, the movements of the eyes become less. And as I said, that we can also, if we want, reflect the rhythm with our wrists. Women also have the option of raising their skirts or their saris if they are wearing long skirts. But I'm sorry, men can't do that. They have to keep their hands here. Okay? So we begin. Dha, din, din. Good, but this is not the end. You have to practice. You have to practice at home. Using the Hasta chakras, it began like 1, 2, 3, 4. We have to concentrate on this movement. 3, 4. The hands started in the Utpatti position. Then the fingers moved towards our body, the body tilting backwards. Then the arms open out, coming forward and back. So this 3 and 4 we will use, but instead of doing it at the same plane, we will do it upwards. And as this hand goes up, the other one goes down. It's like a seesaw. If both the hands are at the same level, as this goes up, this goes down. And again, since the body is facing the corner, this is forward, this backward. So it's like 1, 2, 1, 2, 1, 2. The first one, we don't come back all the way because there is not enough time. So it's 1, 2, but our eyes come back. And then when we complete it, we look straight in front. For the feet, we will use a rhythmic variation instead of doing it in the straight way following the beats of the Trital. So it will be 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2. So, ta ki ta ta ki ta ta ki ta ta thei ta ki ta ta ki ta ki ta ta thei. Now this movement resembles a flame, and that is why it is called Agni Shikha or Love Shikha. Now, with takita 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 tathe being done twice, we cover 12 beats. So we have 4 beats left of Trital. In that, we will do 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4. You had learnt the chakkar, and although commonly this is called chakkar nowadays, traditionally a chakkar was called a fairy, and since this is half a chakkar, it is called ardha fairy. Now notice that for this, the hands and the feet point in the same direction when we start, and the body is bent slightly in front downwards, very slightly. 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4. It's more or less like the action of pulling back the pallu of the sari. So, let's do the movement. Ta ki ta ta ki ta ki ta ta ki ta ki ta ta ki ta ta ki ta ta ki ta another movement using the same rhythmic pattern. And here, instead of opening out both arms, this arm will be here, the same level, like Madhya Kon Suchita, and this will be more or less in the Utpatti position. And here again, ta ki ta ta ki ta ta ki ta ta thei ta ki ta ta ki ta ki ta ta thei. And for ta thei thei tat a thei thei tat, we will do a new fairy. This is called Pavan fairy. For the ordinary fairy or the chakkar, you were opening out both arms together. Here, first we open the right, go halfway, then we open the other arm upwards as if touching the air, and this is Urdhva Hasta Chakra. So as if we are touching the air, and so it's called Pavan fairy. So here we have learnt combination movements using Agni Shikha, Ardha fairy. This is called Pravaha. Pravaha because it resembles waves, and this is Pavan fairy. Now we will learn a few more movements. Movements that will help you perform the Amads and Toras with ease. Here the rhythm is like this. Ta ki ta, ta ki ta, ta ka ta ki ta, ta ka ta ki ta. And the feet go ta ki ta, ta ki ta, ta ka ta ki ta, ta ka ta ki ta. With the hands, we have the Madhya Kon Suchita for takita takita. So it's takita takita. Then taka takita, we use the Urdhva Kon Suchita, but instead of doing it to the front, we are doing it at the back. And to maintain this pose, if my hand goes towards the back, then my body also turns. So my elbow is more or less facing the front part of the stage, and taka is here. Taka takita. So it's like takita takita, taka takita. Then the next taka takita is taka. I'm opening my arms. Takita. So it's a chakkar. Will you recite the rhythm for me? Okay. To which I will dance, and then you will perform it.
Takita, takita, taka, takita, taka, takita.
Remember, we are looking in the direction in which our hands are pointing, also at the back, in takita, looking in front, then taka and takita. So now with the music, you will do it in single and double tempo. Start. Good. In the same rhythm, we will do another set of movements. Here, it will be the Urdhva Kon Suchita. Ta-ki-ta, ta-ki-ta. Now, in Urdhva Kon Suchita, I had told you to look in the direction in which the hand was pointing. So, ta-ki-ta is there, but in the second ta-ki-ta, I am looking down. If my elbow is here, my face is pointed a little forward, say about 4 inches, and I am looking down, but a little far away, so that my eyes don't look closed. If closed, they look a little open, looking downwards. So it's ta-ki-ta, ta-ki-ta. Then taka takita, I am using the Talahasta chakra, but instead of using one hand, I am using both hands. So it's taka takita, taka takita. So this I think you will manage, and with the music in single and double tempo. The only thing that you have to notice is that in this you're looking up, this you're looking down. Taka takita, taka takita. Don't forget to stretch your back muscles also. As I say, it's not only your hands and your feet that will dance, your whole body has to dance. So begin with the music. Takita, takita, taka takita, taka takita, 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 taka takita, Good. Now, in the second set, the rhythm is more or less the same, but instead of taka takita, we will use ta thei thei tat. So it's takita, takita, ta, the, tat. A, the, tat. Ta, ki, ta, ki, ta, the, tat. A, the, tat. Now for takita, my hand is going from utpatti like this, sort of turning the palm. And while I'm doing it, my body is tilted slightly to the back. So it's takita, takita. Okay? Then ta, the, tat, ta, the, tat. Here, it is like the Talahasta chakra, but if this is my front, I'm not doing it in this way. Rather, I'm turning my body so that the entire circular movement can be seen by the audience. So it's ta, the, tat. Then from here, I'm going a little to my left. Ta, the, tat. Now, as I'm moving towards my left, I'm bending my knee slightly so that the movement is smoother. My palm is facing upwards. Ta, the. As I'm coming back to Utpatti, the palm turns so that it is facing downwards now. The, tat. I'm stretching it to the right. So it's takita, takita, ta, the, tat, ta, the, tat. Remember, ta, the, tat, I'm looking in front. Ta, the, I'm looking in front. Tat is in this direction. This again, I do the other side, on the other side too. Takita, taki, ta, the, tat, ta, the, tat. Okay, so would you like to do it with the music? And again in single and double tempo. Music. Good. And another set using the same rhythm. Here we will do the Urdhhasta chakra for takita, takita. So it's takita, takita. Then ta, the, tat, I'm going round. Ta, the, tat, ta, the, tat. Here I'm sort of stretching my body upwards, as if like when you stretch your body upwards to bring down something, maybe say pick a fruit or bring down something from which is kept up high. So it's takita. As my palm turns, so my body is also going upwards. And ta, the, tat. Right, left, left, right. So ta, the, tat. Okay. And this again in the same direction, not in both directions. So would you like to do it in single and double tempo? Takita, takita, ta, the, tat, going round. Ta, the, tat. Come with the music. Good. So you have learnt quite a number of movements, rather series of movements I will say, and you will see that in this year as you... Now we will learn how to execute these tehais with the feet. For the ta, the, tat, we use the whole foot with the tapping sound. Ta, thei, tat, 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 ta, thei, tat. Remember, we are using the right foot, the left, and then the right. Right, left, right. Right, left, right, right, left, right. And for tihais, we do not have any fixed hand or eye movement. But the eyes and the hands and the whole body actually reflects and enjoys the rhythm. For the audience is not only looking at your feet, they are looking at you on the whole. But sometimes young ones find it difficult. They don't know where to look. So maybe we could do it in this way: right, left, right, right, left, right, right, left, right. Now for the hands, there is no fixed movement. You can keep the hands in this way, and for the rhythmic patterns, you can reflect it with movements of the wrist. Or if you're wearing long skirts or a sari, you can use this pose to slightly lift the skirt so that the feet are visible. So I think this is a better pose for all of you. Should we begin the Tehai? So one avartan of plain Trital followed by the Tehai. Start. In the next Tehai, we had the sound syllable takita takita in units of 3. Remember? Now for this, you have something new in footwork too. For ta, it is the full foot, but for the ki and ta, it is different. You raise the heel without lifting the front part of the foot, and you bring the heel down. And we do it alternately, one starting from the right, one from the left. So right full, left heel, left foot, right heel, left heel. So it's ta ki ta ta ki ta ta ki ta ta ki. Would you like to try ta ki ta ta ki ta? Ta ki ta ta ki ta ta ki ta ta ki ta ki ta ta ki ta ta ki ta ta ki ta. Now for dha, we have the same movement as ta, but with a little more force. And for ta, it was lighter. Now, if you remember the tehai, it was ta, thei, thei, tat, ta, kita, tha, ta, thei, tat, ta, kita, tha, ta, thei, ta, kita, tha. Every time for the ta, we are starting with the right foot. And right, left, ta, kita, tha, right, ta, kita, tha, right, left, ta, kita, tha. This we are repeating 3 times. So can we do it together? Now, for the hands, we can keep it here, or you can keep it there. And for the eyes, again, there is no fixed movement for the eyes. We have to reflect the rhythm. But we can do it in this way. For ta, thei, thei, tat, we look in front. Then ta, kita, tha, ta, thei, tat, ta, kita, tha, ta, thei, ta, kita, tha. So can we do it together? Yes. And first, one avartan of plain Trital Tatkar. Start. the next Tehai, we had dig dha dig 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 dha dig dig. Remember, units of 4. Now this is more or less like takita takita as far as the footwork is concerned, but instead of 3, we are doing 4. Dig dha dig 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 dha dig dig. Remember, in 4, I'm pressing my heel down and at the same time releasing the front part, so that when I'm doing ta, already the front part of the foot is higher for the tapping sound. So would you like to do dig dha dig dig for me? Yes. Start. Dig tha dig 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 tha dig 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 tha dig 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 tha dig dig tha dig 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 tha dig 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 tha dig 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 tha dig dig. Now I had said 4 dig dha dig diggers and takita dhekite, which is just like takita takita. This unit we will do 4 times. So 4 times dig dha dig dig, 4 times takita dhekite, then 1 dha, which is the entire tehai. So can we do it all together? And again, for the look, we can look for the dig dha dig 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 dha dig dig in front, and takita dhekite takita dhekite takita dhekite takita dhekite dha. Okay, and since the takita dhekite units are longer units, if you want, you can also use your hands. But I think it will be better if we first do it just with the looks and concentrate on the feet. So we will start with the plain avartan of Trital. Start. And for the last tehai, we had the sound ghine tha. Now, the ghine is also a new sound. And for ghi, like we had been using the straight foot, I mean, it was parallel to the ground. And even when we were raising the heel, our foot was parallel to the ground. But for ghi, we have to use the side of the foot. And ne is again the plain heel. Ghi ne tha, ghi ne tha, ghi ne tha, ghi ne tha. Now, for the sound ghi, we are using the side of the foot to produce a heavier sound. Now for the looks. For takita takita, we may look in front, but for ghi ne tha, ghi, I would suggest looking at the back. When someone taps you at the shoulder, then you look this way to see who is tapping you. So, ghi ne tha. So actually with this movement, not only are you reflecting the rhythm, you're helping your foot to produce a heavier sound because the body is tilting towards the foot. So should we do the entire tehai? Yes. You remember the pauses? Yes. So beginning with a cycle of the Trital. Good. You have learned how to recite and also to dance 4 different tehais. You have learned quite a number of sound syllables. So don't forget all these. Practice them at home, and in the next lesson, we will begin by reciting one tehai, performing that tehai, and in this sequence we will do all four and then proceed further. Since this Amad has very few actual sound syllables, there's a lot of gap and space in between each rhythmic syllable, we have a lot of adornment or filler movements in between. But first I will teach you the basic movements, and then after you have learned them, we will go into the fillers. So for ta, it is a movement from here upwards with the right hand, downwards with the left hand, as if showing extension in space. The right foot is also being extended in the direction of the right hand. The weight of the body is still on the left foot. So, ta, thei. In thei, both hands are coming together in a gesture like an offering. This is called Anjali. And the left foot is crossing the right foot. And the weight of the body is now transferred to the right foot. So it was ta, thei. Again in tat, I am extending my right hand and my right foot, and the weight of the body is again transferred to the left leg. So it is ta, thei, tat. After this, I am bringing my left foot behind, because that is a gap. Here, ta, thei, tat. I am bringing this foot back. There is no rhythmic sound here, but I am just bringing it back, crossing the right foot. Then I am doing a similar movement on the other side. A, thei, tat. Then I am coming a little to the back. Then thei, i, thei, i, thei, i. For thei, this hand goes to the front, this to the back. I am looking in the direction of the hand that is at the back. So I am looking more or less here, say about 6 inches in front of the hand, but in the same direction. Thei, i. For i, I am looking in front. Although there is no sound syllable, it is a gap, but I am extending thei, i. Here I am looking at the audience with a little sparkle in my eyes as if I am offering something. So, thei, i, thei, i, thei, i. This is a longer e in which I am turning my arms and hands in a way as if I am showing the extension or the expanse of space. My body, in keeping with the hands, is also turning in correspondence with my hands. So it is thei, i, thei, i, thei, i, ta, ta, ta. In ta, ta, ta. This hand to the right, extending my left hand. Remember that in the right hand, the palm is facing downwards. Left hand palm faces up, and I take my hand above, but not above the head, in front still. Ta, ta, ta. This is the Gath pose of Kathak, which is very important. In fact, after the Utpatti pose, this is the most frequently used pose in Kathak. So if you recite the bol, I will dance it for you. In between the rhythmic syllables, we will bring in adornments or beautifications. in the spaces. So for dha, dhin, dhin, na, when we are there on the stage, you can use simple movements of the hands like this or this. There is no fixed movement, but you have learnt several hasta sanchalans. You can use any one you want so that it gives an atmosphere of relaxation and at the same time one of beauty. Now here in more or less te, te, dhin, dhin, na, I come to this pose. And here I am using the movement of the hand, rotation of the hand below. So te, te, dhin, dhin, na, ta, te, tat. Then when I am bringing the foot back at the pause, I am again doing this movement. A, te, tat, te, 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 ta, ta, ta. Then here also you can stand at ta, then after 1 or 2 beats or even after 4 beats, you can do slight movements of the wrists and the body to show beauty. Because after all, dance is not just pure mathematics and keeping beats to a certain pattern. It is creation of beauty, visual and audio beauty. So with the adornments, I will dance it once for you, then you will follow. Dha.
Dhin, dhin, dha, dha, dhin, dhin, dha, dha, dhin, 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 dha, dhin,
So would you like to try? Good. So as you go on doing it, you will feel freer and you will as if become a part of the Amad, or the Amad will become a part of you. For the second Amad, in the same way, you will recite it first and then I will teach you the movements. The first Amad is a very slow one because there are all these adornments. In the second one, we can increase the tempo slightly. For when performing, even if we are performing in the same laya, say Vilambit, as we progress, we can increase the tempo slightly, and the rhythmic compositions are arranged in such a way that we start with the very slow ones and then we gradually move to a slightly higher speed. So the next one. Dhin,
dhin, dha, dha, dhin, dhin, dha, dha, dhin, dhin, dha, dhin, dhin, dha,
hey,
dha,
hey, ta ta hey, hey, ah, hey, ta ta hey, hey, ta hey, ta hey, 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 ta ta ta, ta ta ta, ta ta ta, hey, ta ta hey, ta ta ta, hey, ta ta hey, ta ta ta, hey, ta hey, ta hey, ta ta ta. For here in thay, like you were doing ta, the movement is slightly similar in the sense that here also I'm extending the right hand, but not the toe. It's thay, as if I'm showing something that is there above. My body weight is on my left leg, the left foot, and thay. Thay. So actually I'm not going in this way towards my hand, but in the opposite direction, as if I'm seeing something from far. Thay. Ta thay ta ta thay is ta thay ta ta thay. Ta thay ta ta thay. Now in ta, after that there's a slight gap. Ta a thay, as if I'm tilting to this side, swinging on this side. Thay ta. So ta a thay ta ta thay. Again, a thay ta ta thay. The hands are like this, but when my body is tilting in this way, the hands look like this. So ta 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 thay. So it's thay ta thay ta ta thay thay, a thay ta ta thay. Next, thay ta thay ta thay. Thay ta thay ta thay thay thay. So it's to the right, left, center, thay thay. This is the same as the Urdhva Kon Suchita, but when I'm showing this direction, my body is turning. If this is the original pose, when I'm turning here, my body is also turning. So thay thay. Then tat ta ta, 3 chakras, tat ta ta, tat ta ta, tat ta ta. Remember the movements first? Thay ta thay ta ta thay thay, a thay ta thay ta thay ta thay thay, tat ta ta, tat ta ta, tat ta ta. Now thay ta ta thay ta ta ta. Here there is a movement as if forming a circle, but we were forming the circle for Dalahasta Chakra on this side. Here it is to the side, and for this I have to slightly turn my body again. So thay ta ta. I'm starting from here. Thay ta ta, then thay ta ta ta. Palm facing upwards, foot moving forward, ta ta ta. So my hand comes from here, it changes, and now with the palm facing downwards, I'm bringing it out. So thay ta ta thay ta ta ta, thay ta ta thay ta ta ta. Now I said that in an Amad, we always finish with a flare. So instead of repeating thay ta ta thay ta 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 3 times, for it has the same rhythmic count, like it's 6 beats. Thay ta ta thay ta ta ta. It's 6 beats actually. And again, thay ta thay ta thay ta ta ta. That is also 6 beats. But the thay ta thay ta thay ta 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 brings a flare before coming to the sum. And thay ta thay is thay ta thay ta thay ta ta ta. So in thay ta thay, I'm moving forward, ta thay ta ta ta. Thay ta thay, as if I want to fly. My body is going upwards. Ta thay. No, I know that the ground is better. Ta thay. Ta ta ta. I'm happy. So I will do the entire sequence for you. Now. Do you like these movements? Would you like to do them? Come. Good. Now we will learn the third Amad. And as in the case of the previous ones, you will recite the Amad first and then I will show you the movements.
Din, din, da, da, din, din, da, na, din, din, na, de, din, din, da.
Ta, te, ta, ta, te, a, te, ta, ta, te, ta, te, ta, te, ta, ta, te, ek, do, teen, te, ta, te, ta, te, ta, ta, te, ek, do, teen, te, ta, te, ta, ta. Now for ta, te, ta, ta, te is, the first part is the same as te, ta, te, ta, te. We leave out the te, but ta, te. So our body is swinging to this side, hands are here. So ta, te. But for ta, ta, te, we are like it's 1, 2, 3, and the body is as if trying to fly. The tilt of the body is upwards, and here it is downwards. So ta, te, ta, ta, te, a, te, ta, ta, te. Then te, ta, te, ta, te. Te, ta, te, ta, te. Here, as if I'm trying to throw something downwards. Here, trying to raise my body. Ta, te, again bringing it down. Then, when I'm taking the chakkar or the turn, instead of doing it in this way, I'm just pulling my hands back. Ek, do, teen for the rest. Tapping with my feet, and the hand movement is just this. That's for the pause. Then the final part. Te, ta, te, ta, te, ta, ta, ta. Te, ta, te, ta, te. So, te, ta, te is just like as we were doing with this. Te, ta, te, ta, te, ta, ta, ta. Ta, 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 moving back. Ta, ta, ta. And this is the wrist movement, and the body follows the wrist. So if you recite the bowl for me, I will dance it in the complete sequence. Start.
Da, din, din, da, da, din, din, da, na, din, din, na, de, din, da, da, din, da, da, din, da, din, da, da, din, din, da, din, da, da, din, din, do, din, din, da, din, da, din, da, da, din, din, do, din, din, da, din, da, din, da, da, da.
So you will now perform. Da, din, din. Ta, te, ta, ta, te, a, te, ta, ta, te, ta, te, ta, te, ta, ta, te, te, do, tin, te, ta, te, ta, te, ta, ta, te, te, do, tin, te, ta, te, ta, te, ta, ta, ta. I'm very, very happy with your progress. We had tat, tat, the. So we will do tat, tat, the with the hands. And the feet are tat, tat, the. But when we are doing it in a motion, during the performance of the Tukra, we can raise ourselves a little, both the body as well as the toes. Tat, tat, the. Then Tigdha dig dig the. We are going around. Tigdha dig dig the. Tig dha, we are opening the hand. Dig dig thei, we are pulling the hands back. And we have to make 5 distinct sounds with the feet. Dig dha, dig dig thei. But when doing it fast, even if the tapping sound is not heard, the sound of the bells must be heard. Then ta thei tata thei a thei tata thei. Ta thei tata thei a thei tata thei. The hands open in this way, from like almost going towards the back, then gradually opening up. Ta thei tata thei a thei tata thei. Again, when doing it fast, instead of doing 2 movements, you can do ta thei tata thei a thei tata thei. But the feet have to be okay. Now thei ta thei ta thei 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 ta ta ta. This you had learnt in the Amad, in the second Amad. Remember? Thei ta thei ta thei 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 ta ta ta. Then ta 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 ta. You take 3 fast chakkars, and in tha you come to the sum. Now previously I had said that usually the sum is like this, but then over the years new poses are being added. Dha. This usually looks very nice after a chakkar. So if you recite the bowl for me, I will do it for you, and then you will do the bowl. Would you like to try it? Yes. Do you like the bowl? Yes. Good. Now, the next tukra. Remember, it began with a tig dha dig dig, tig dha dig dig. For the foot, we will have the same tatkar that we did in number 3, moving the feet forward and backward. Tig dha dig dig, tig dha dig dig. Tig dha dig dig, tig dha dig dig. And for the hand, it will be the urdha hasta chakra. Now, if I'm doing it at this side, my body will turn a little to this side and again a little to the left. So it is tig dha dig dig, tig dha dig dig. Then thei thei thei, again a chakra, thei thei thei, thei thei thei. Krandha katha. Now for this, look at the feet. I'm raising myself and coming down with a jerk. The left foot is just going up and down, but the right, the heel is being pressed and the front part being raised, more like a little kick. So, kran. And the 2 sounds don't come at the same time, just a fraction of a second apart. Kran, dha, kat, dha. Dha is right foot, kat, dha. Right, left, right. So, if you recite the bowl for me, I will do it for you. Now for the kran, I'm using the pushpak movement, but just as kran comes with a jerk, so instead of doing this at a leisurely pace, I'm just bringing it down with a jerk. And remember, in this tukra, there are no gaps. It is a bedam tukra. So, you will now do it. Very good. Now we will come to the third tukra. And for this we have tigdha, tigdha, thei. And for that I am going around with a tapping sound of the feet. Like tigdha, tigdha, thei. As I'm going around. Okay? So the chakkar tigdha, tigdha, thei. Then Kran tha, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 ta tha. Kran tha. Kran as you learned just now. But here from the pushpak you don't open both hands or you don't bring down both hands. This hand goes outwards and this comes down. Kran tha. Kran tha. Then 1, 2 you maintain this pose. 3, 4, 5 you go round. Ta tha. From the upper left corner, you come down to the right corner below. Okay? So if you recite the bowl for me, I will dance it for you. Would you like to do it? Yes. Come. Tigdha, tigdha, thei, kran tha, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 ta tha. Kran tha, 2, 3, 4, 5 ta tha. Kran tha, 3, 4, 5 ta tha. Very good. So now you know 3 tukras and I will be very happy if you perform the tukras for me. In the traditional style of Kathak, you will recite the tukra and then perform it. तीन चार पाँच धा धा, कांधा एक दो तीन चार पाँच धा धा, कांधा एक दो तीन चार पाँच धा धा. Excellent. Now, I had said that a tukra is a small piece and a toda is like a bunch or a bouquet. Todas are usually complicated rhythmic structures. Now, there are some bowls that are not completed within one avartan or cycle of trital, but again, they are not complex or big enough to be called a toda. We will learn these bowls. Some scholars call them tukras, but we are more interested in dancing them rather than in classifying them. You had learnt the tukras, and these tukras have jodas. Joda literally means a duplicate, but it's not a duplicate, it is some bowl resembling another bowl. So, you remember the last one? Tigdha, tigdha, the, krandha, ek, do, teen, char, panch, da, dha. Now, this is a joda. Tigdha, tigdha, the, krandha, kadha, krandha, kadha, krandha, ek, do, teen, char, panch, da, dha. Tigdha, tigdha, the, krandha, kadha, krandha, kadha, krandha, ek, do, teen, char, panch, da, dha. Tigdha, tigdha, the, krandha, kadha, krandha, kadha, krandha, ek, do, teen, char, panch, da, dha. We will recite it together. Okay? Tigdha, the, krandha, kadha, krandha, kadha, krandha, ek, do, teen, char, panch, da, dha. Tigdha, tigdha, the, krandha, kadha, krandha, kadha, krandha, ek, do, teen, char, panch, da, dha. Tigdha, tigdha, the, krandha, kadha, krandha, kadha, krandha, ek, do, teen, char, panch, da, dha. Now for this, tigdha, tigdha, the is the same, but for there are three krandha kadhas instead of one. So the first one will be from the left, krandha kadha, then right, krandha kadha, then again krandha, and then the rest is the same. So actually there are three krandha kadhas, left, right, left. If you recite the bowl for me, I will do it for you, and then you will do it for me. Okay? Now you will do it for me. I'm really very happy. So now not only do you know three tukras, but you also know a joda of a tukra. Up to now, we have learnt quite a few things. We know three amads, three tehais, three tukras, one joda of a tukra, and also tatkar. So please practice these at home because you have much more to learn. You have to learn todas. Remember, these are complex rhythmic structures, and in order to be able to perform todas, you have to be very agile and you have to know how to dance the previous items very, very well. And then we will come to parans, which are bowls in which the sound syllables are taken from the mridang. And there also we will be using powerful movements because the bowls themselves have a power even when you are reciting them. Then finally, we will come to Thaat. Although Thaat is performed more or less at the beginning of a performance, I will teach it last because Thaat is very delicate, very subtle and very complex, in which the fingers, the wrists, the shoulders, the neck, eyes will all be involved in subtle movements. And it is much easier to perform quicker movements, but 4, 5, 6. Now, with the feet, we will produce this rhythmic sound. Dhage, tete, tete, dhage, tete, tete. You had learnt a variety of tatkar where you were doing 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4, where you were actually moving your feet and pulling it back again. So here, instead of the 4 counts, you will do it to 6 counts. Dhage, tete, tete, dhage, tete, tete, dhage, tete, tete. Would you like to try it? Dhage, tete, tete. Okay. Now, with the hands, I had said that in a paran, the sound syllables of the mridang were being produced. Now, generally a mridang is played like this. Here we have the drum in the middle and on the both sides it is being played. But in dance, everything is a little stylized. So, instead of just playing like this, we will do it in dhage, tete, tete, dhage, tete. Notice after this, as you're pulling your hands back and taking it out again, your body is also moving. So, with the feet and the hands, your body was moving in this way, coming back, again going in that direction, coming back. So, the movement. Would you like to try it? The next step, dha tete, dha tete, dha dha tete. Again with the feet, it is dha tete, dha tete, dha dha tete. We are moving forward a little. So it's dha tete, dha tete, dha dha tete. I'm moving towards my right front, this way. And again, with my hands, I'm playing the mridang. So, dha tete, dha tete, dha dha tete. Dha tete, I'm looking to my right front. Next dha tete, I'm looking not exactly at the back, a little to the left side. And then again dha dha tete. So it's dha tete, dha tete, dha dha tete. So would you like to try it from the beginning? Dhage tete, tete, dhage tete, tete, dha tete, dha tete, dha dha tete. Okay, next, kridha tete, kridha tete. Very technically, kridha tete would have been kridha tete, kridha tete. But since we are doing it at a fast tempo and in the motion, we often, instead of doing the kridha tete, because as you're doing kridha tete, your body comes down. But here we are trying to raise our body. So it's like 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4. Kridha tete, kridha tete. This is the pushback hand. Kridha tete, kridha tete. Okay. Then next is dha dhinta, dha dhinta. That is very simple. In the Torah, you had learnt about tat tat. So the same hand, dha dhinta, dha dhinta. And here, dha dhinta, right, left, right, right, left, right. Okay. So dha dhinta, dha dhinta. Now ghinnaran. Here, as if you're slightly raising your body, a slight leap. But usually for pretty girls, it doesn't look nice if you jump around. So it's a very slight leap. Pen can make it a little more prominent. So ghinnaran. In ghinnaran, you will notice that your leaping slightly, falling on your left foot, and then again coming back. So it's like ghin naran, ghin naran. As I'm taking ghin, ghin naran. So again, ghin naran, everybody. You're opening your hand, ghin naran, ghin naran, ghin naran. Okay? Then dha dhinta, the slower dha dhinta, dha dhinta. Okay? And now we have the tehai left. Dhete dhagena, dhete dhagena, dha dha dhinta. Here we have 5 counts. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 1, 1, 2, 3. Now we could have taken 2 chakras, but we are taking 3 just to show the speed. So actually 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 1. We are dividing it into 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3. So it's 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3. So I will do the entire pattern for you. And after that, you will do it. Would you like to do it? Good. Now, the other parans are easier because they have the count of 4. So, dhet ta ga dikhene. 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4. Remember, in the tukras you had learned tik dha dik dik tik dha dik dik, where you were using the Urdhva Hasta Chakra and 1, 2, 3, 4 with your feet. So, it is the same. 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4. Then in the Todas, you had learned how to take 8 steps while going around, like 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4. So here it is both combined together. So it's 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4. I will do it with the feet. 1. Then dha. Dha is at the center with the right foot. Dha. It is the Utpatti position, looking in front, plain dha. Then kran, dha, kran, dha. You had learnt kran while learning tukra. Bring the pushpak hand down quickly and kran, dha. You raise yourself on your toes and kran. As you come down with the kran, your hand also is pulled down. So kran, dha, dha. Once to the right, dha to the center, again kran to the left, dha to the center. Then after this, you repeat dheta ga dikhene, nagetite ga dikhene. Same movement, then dha, kran, dha. Here, the kran is at the center, and as far as the feet and the actions are concerned, it's the same. Only the rhythm is slightly different. So it's dha, kran, dha. Earlier, it was an equal spacing out of the pauses. Dha, kran, dha, kran, dha. Here it is dha, kran, dha. Now, gadigena dha, you take a pirouette, gadigena dha, then there's a pause, 1, 2 pause. Then a dha where you look in front, then ta, dha. Okay, so I'll do the entire thing if you recite it for me. Would you like to do it? Good. Next one is again with the 4/4, but here we are doing 1 2 3 4 1 2 3 4 1 2 3 4 1 2 3 4. So actually, in a count of 8, like dhage-tete, 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 dhage-tete. What I was doing with my hand over here for dhage-tete-tete, I'm doing there, again here. Then 1 2 3 4 1 2 3 4 1 2 3 4 1 2 3. So then in gadi ghene nage-tete, tage there kite tak is tage there kite tak. In tage, you're sort of sliding your feet after this tapping sound. Tage there kite tak. Actually, you're pulling your feet back, and this comes with the toe, and while you're making a sound with the heel. So, tage there kite tak. Then, ta kite dhe kite dha. 1 2 3 1 2 3 1. Then, tekradhet. Tekradhet is the feet. Tekradhet. Then, taghenne. Taghenne dha. In taghenne, remember, the weight of the body will go to the back. Taghenne dha. Okay, and every taghenne dha will be like this, except the final sum, taghenne dha. So, dhage-tete, tage-tete, dhage-tete, tage-tete, gadi ghene, tage-tere kite tak, takite de kite dha, tekradhet, taghenne dha, tekradhet, taghenne dha, tekradhet, taghenne dha. Then again. Would you like to say it for me? Very good. Now, would you like to do the 3 parans one after another? As this is a very fast tempo, instead of giving 1 avartan's pause in between, we will give 2 avartan's gap. And I'm sure you also noticed that at the very beginning, when we were doing Chaugun, we were keeping the beats at the thalaya. But now we are giving the beats in the drutlaya. So, na din din na din din na din din na din. And if we had to count with our fingers, it would be na din din na din din na din na din din na. Okay? So, we will do the parans one after another. ta, te ta, ga di ni na ga di ni ta, ra na ta, te ta ga di ni na ga di ni ta, ra ta ga di ni ta, ta ta. And so the sum of the tala and the dominant beats have to be followed. Major actions always take place at the sum. Characters also change at the sum. And in Trital, since the khali is halfway in the tal, so the sum and the khali are both important. Then again, since the solo dancer will be performing more than one character, how do we change the characters? First of all, we have to imagine the entire drama being enacted within a certain space. And so the easiest way is that if there is a dialogue going on between two characters, the two characters stand in two different spots. So one person is here and the other person is again here. So each time this person speaks, he speaks from here and this person from this spot. Again, we have what is called a palta. A palta literally means reverse. Here, palta refers to a reverse of a pirouette. This is typical of Guts, and we use the Urdhva Hasta Chakra to turn first from the right and then from the left. So in the beginning, when different characters are being established, we use the palta. And then after they have been established, every time you don't use the palta, you can just take a chakkar and change the spot. Each movement has to be in rhythmic compliance with the tal. Here, we are using Drut Trital. But instead of using our feet with each beat, we do it on alternate beats. So our footwork is actually in half the time of the tempo being played. That is on the first, third, fifth, seventh, ninth, 11th and so on beats. So I will just show you how we can walk. We have the ta thei thei tat a thei thei tat foot of the tatkar. 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4. With this we are moving forward, back, sideways, going around like 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4. We can move in any direction we want to, but in keeping with the tal. I will just show you the walk. Direction you want to according to the requirements of the story, but this footwork has to be adhered to. Now the palta. We start the actual palta from the sum, which is 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4. But sometimes to make it a little more decorative, we can start the movement before the sum, like we can use this movement, but the actual palta in which the hand goes up starts from the sum. I will show you 2 or 3 different types of palta. first I started from this point, ta thei thei tat. In the second, I started with ta thei thei tat. Then again, like I started before the sum because I did this action, but actual palta started again from the sum. The third one, I started even before when I did this and this action, but as always, the actual palta starts from the sum. Now this palta, when starting from the sum, you start from here, but in our gharana, generally, this movement is done, where the body is turned back, so that when it is released, the palta looks even more forceful. Now, after taking the palta, you establish a certain character. Generally, for women, especially married women, the easiest way is to show the ghungat or the veil. Now, here we take the veil, cover the face, then like the veil is from here to here covering the face, then I'm just shifting it a little so that I can see. So here we start by showing a lady, and again I can also do this where I take this veil, hold this with my hand and see in this way. The mudras are this for holding the veil, this for shifting the veil. Now here Yashoda is shown, and she will be carrying a pitcher of milk, the milk which she is going to use to make the butter. So it's a pitcher like this, or maybe slightly little bigger, and she holds it here. So this hand is used and this hand is used. But again, if she has to walk with a veil, she can use this, the right hand, to see where she is going by shifting the veil, and this hand will hold the pitcher. So I will show you Yashoda, and she is going to the place where she is going to churn the butter. Pot on the ground, and then she shows the receptacle in which she will make the butter. She pours the milk into the receptacle, then she places the rod for the churning in the middle of the receptacle. Taking a rope, she ties it around the rod and then starts churning the butter. Butter, she does not like the consistency, and so again she churns it. She likes the consistency. Then she takes the rod and takes the butter that is stuck to the rod, puts it into the pitcher. She keeps the rod aside. Then she puts all the butter into her pitcher. Is a little heavy now, so she moves slowly. at a spot where she can keep the pitcher. Then she raises the pitcher onto her head, lifts herself on her toes. She's happy. She's happy with the work she has done. And so she goes about her other work. Let's all do it together now. First, a few steps to establish the rhythm. Pulse. Ghungat. Take the picture. Hold the pitcher. Sit down. Keep the pitcher on the floor. Show the receptacle. Pour the milk into the receptacle. Take the rod, place it in the middle. Take the rope, tie it onto the rod. Now you start the butter churning. Look, don't like the consistency, again, churning. Yes, you like the butter. Then you lift some of the butter onto the pitcher. Take the rod, scrape off the butter from the rod, keep it inside the pitcher. Keep the rod aside. Now you go on lifting the butter. Then you gradually get up. You have to get up a little slowly because it's now heavy with the butter. Try to see a spot where you can keep it. Now you lift the pitcher onto your head, raise yourself on your toes. Now you're happy with your morning's work. So this is the first part of the Gat Bhav.